Hey, this is Craig the Pool Man with Pool Specialist. Today we have a short video for you on debugging some of the issues with a Pentair MasterTemp heater. We get a lot of calls and a lot of warranty requests that the heater will turn on for several minutes and then turn off for a few, turn back on for several minutes. This is something that's referred to as short cycling, and usually this is a flow issue. So that would mean that you're going to have to backwash your filter if you have a sand filter. If you have a DE filter or a cartridge filter, you're probably going to need to clean it or possibly even replace the grids or replace the cartridge. That will increase your flow. A MasterTemp heater as a minimum needs 40 gallons per minute, and at a maximum has 120 gallons per minute. So at 40 gallons a minute, you are right on the borderline. The preferred is about 50 gallons a minute. And if you can maintain 50 gallons a minute, that's your optimal position for that heater. Especially in the wintertime, if you were to go into the 60, 70, and 80 gallons per minute, you will actually cause condensation inside the heater. And that condensation could actually eat away at the heater core from the outside of the heater core. So with this, let's go ahead and take a look and see exactly what to do with the heater. When you first turn the heater on, you're going to see it's going to say 128 and R14. That is not an error message. That's an actual check that tells you what rev it is, and that is completely normal. So that is not an error code. In order to turn the heater on, of course, if you had automation, you're going to have to turn the heater on in your automation. And then, of course, you're going to either hit the pool on or the spa on. So pool on is telling you that the water temperature is 84 degrees currently. And then if we press the up arrow or the down arrow, it'll tell you what it's set for. We're going to set it for 90 degrees just so that this comes on and runs correctly. Now, something that's critical is something called the stack flue sensor, or the stack flue temperature. And if you hold the pool on button for about 5 to 10 seconds, you will see that the display will start to display the stack flue temperature. There it's telling you it's 98, it's now 100, 106, etc., etc. This has a limit of 480 degrees. And what happens is if you don't have enough flow, then the temperature inside the unit through the stack flue gets too high and it actually shuts it off. If the sensor itself is bad, it will typically display an EO5, and that tells you the sensor is completely bad and it's not reading the correct temperature. But there is your stack flue temperature. It continues to go up. If you didn't have enough flow in the heater, you would see that it would go up to 480 degrees. One of the best ways to monitor your flow is actually with a flow meter. This flow meter that we have here is actually what's called a flow viz, and that allows you to tell exactly how many gallons a minute is going at this point into the heater. We have it on the circuit going into the heater because the heater typically in this situation goes off into a heat pump afterwards. So we want to be able to monitor the flow through the entire series. The better place to put this would be in place of this check valve right here. So this unit right here is called the heater bypass. And so if you remember from the other videos, there's a door underneath here which is closing the pipe that allows us to bypass the heater. We wanted to bypass the heater, we would move this door over to here, and then that would shut the flow off coming into the heater. The check valve would shut the flow off going out of the heater and not allow any water to the heater. So if there was something wrong with the heater core, the heater was leaking, we could bypass this heater and still run the pool. So this check valve, this flow meter over here is actually also a check valve. So if I only had this heater, I would put this flow viz check valve right there, And then that would tell me exactly what the flow is coming out of the heater. And that gives me my best measurement. Other than that, you can go in, if you have a Pentair system, such as an Easy Touch, IntelliTouch, or IntelliConnect, you can actually go in and look at the pump speed, and it will tell you exactly how many gallons a minute is going through your filter pump. And we got a video for you. We're going to cut over to that and show you how that works. If you have a ScreenLogic setup for Easy Touch, IntelliTouch, or IntelliConnect, you can actually go into your app, and when you pull it up, of course, it looks like this on a computer. You can do the same thing on your phone, and you hit the little fish. Here is what I've got turned on at this point, and if we go over and we select the pump, we can see that we have the pool on. It's in pool high, and we're getting 55 gallons per minute through pool high. So that would be fine for running the heater. If we turn pool high off and we're at 1800 RPMs, you will notice that we only get 27 gallons per minute. So that's actually not enough to run the heater. Conversely, if we go into the spillway, we turn that on, you will see that we now only have 45 gallons per minute running. And you would get the exact same number if you went and you turned on the spa, because my return is going through the spillway, and that limits it to the amount of flow that can go through the actual jets in the spa. So this is marginal because the heater must have at least 40 gallons per minute in order for it to run properly, and preferably closer to 50. At this point, if your filter were to get dirty, you could easily be down below 40 gallons per minute. So this is definitely a limitation of the system. You just don't have enough flow through your jets, or you have too much restriction in your system. And the heater would, at that point, turn on, run for a couple minutes, turn off, cool down, and repeat. And this is not a terrible thing. It's not preferred, but it's actually better than running too much water through the heater, particularly in the wintertime. So if you're in spa mode in the wintertime and you're turning the heater on and off, at least it's getting plenty hot enough where you're not getting the condensation inside the heater. If you were to run it and have, say, 80 or 90 gallons per minute going through the heater, you would actually build up condensation in the heater, and that would eventually destroy the heater core from the outside, as condensating water is extremely aggressive and very low pH, very low alkalinity, and will eat through the copper on the heater core. That concludes our short video on debugging MasterTemp heaters for short cycling. If you enjoyed the video, please drop us a like and follow us. Hope you found it informational. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.